Have you ever been in a heated argument or standing in front of your boss and you feel it coming? That lump in your throat. Your eyes start to sting. You are furious or determined, but your body decides to cry. It is the most frustrating feeling in the world because you feel like your body is betraying you. Society, and maybe even your own internal critic, labels this as weakness or instability, especially if you are a man or a high achiever who prides themselves on control. But psychology says the exact opposite. Today, we're going to decode the science of why you cry and, more importantly, give you the practical toolkit to manage it when it happens at the wrong time. It comes down to three specific biological mechanisms. Reason number one, enhanced neural sensitivity. You likely have a more active amygdala, the brain's threat detection center. Think of it like screen resolution. Most people process emotional data in 720p. They get the gist of the feeling. You are processing in 4K. Your brain registers micro changes in tone, facial expression, and tension instantly. You aren't overreacting. You are simply reacting to a higher volume of data that others aren't even seeing. Reason number two, the empathy mirror. When you see someone else in pain, or even when you visualize a hypothetical scenario, your brain doesn't just observe it, it simulates it. You don't just understand what someone is feeling intellectually, you literally absorb their physiological state. This makes you an incredible leader and partner, but it also means your emotional load is double that of the average person. Reason number three, the parasympathetic reset. Finally, and most importantly, crying is your body's attempt to save you, not sabotage you. Tears contain stress hormones like cortisol. When you cry, you are physically flushing stress out of your body. It is a biological system reboot to calm you down after a spike in adrenaline. So, scientifically speaking, crying is efficient. It is your body's way of rapidly returning to baseline so you can think clearly again. However, knowing the science doesn't make it less embarrassing when you start weeping during a performance review or a fight with your partner. I read through hundreds of comments from people like you, and the biggest struggle isn't the crying itself, it's the timing. For the men watching, you've likely been conditioned to view this biological response as a failure of masculinity. For the high achievers, you view it as a loss of control. So, how do we bridge the gap? How do you keep the emotional intelligence without losing your composure? Here is the practical application. When you feel that wobble in your voice, use these three micro habits to stay in the driver's seat. 1. The physical countermove. Crying is a physiological chain reaction. You can interrupt it physically. Look up. Tilting your eyes upwards slightly can mechanically inhibit the tear ducts. The tongue press. Press your tongue firmly against the roof of your mouth. This engages different facial muscles and can stop the quivering chin reflex immediately. 2. Use the Navy SEAL tactic, box breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. You can do this in a meeting without anyone noticing. It forces your parasympathetic nervous system to take over, overriding the panic response. 3. The verbal buffer. If the tears are inevitable, own the frame. Don't apologize for being weak. Say this: I'm feeling very passionate about this topic, so please ignore the waterworks. I am listening. You just reframed your crying as passion, not weakness. You kept your power. The goal isn't to become a robot. The goal is agency. Your ability to feel deeply is your greatest asset. It makes you a better leader, a better partner, and a more resilient human. So, the next time you tear up, don't hate yourself for it. Take a breath, manage the moment, and remember, it's not weakness. It's a sign that your system is working exactly as it should. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more no-fluff psychology. And now, let's move to this video right here. I have a hunch it was made for you. See you there.